Hi, I'm Charity Cormier. I'm 17 years old. I live in Cherry Brook, Nova Scotia, and I play for Suburban FC. And my favorite memory is, I think I was like 11 years old, and I was playing for Cole Harbour at the time. And I remember it was a free kick, and I took the free kick. It was from the half line, and I shot it, and it went right over the goalkeeper's hands and in the net. And my aunt and my uncle were there.
So Charity and I are actually cousins. So I met her when she was a little kid. I used to go over to her grandmother's house all the time in between lunch because her grandmother lived right close to the school that I went to. But growing up watching her play, you could see how aggressive she was. And she's a very intelligent player. She gets herself in these situations and you don't know how she gets out of them, but she uses her skill to get out, and she's a very good soccer player.
Well, I first met Charity when I was working with the Rex program, and she was invited into the Rex camp, and that would be the performance pathway, elite pathway players who would have been invited to that camp. And so she'd have been 13 or 14 at the time, in with the group within Soccer Nova Scotia, tracking for national team. She's been with us for a year, but we've known her before that. First impressions of her is just, she's a legitimate, real number 9, which we don't see a lot of right now. So she can hold the ball up really well as a striker, but also has the pace to get in behind.
Charity's strengths as a soccer player, she's a very aggressive player. She has great instincts to scoring goals, so she puts herself in good positions to find goals. She uses her skill to get out of tricky situations. I would mainly say that her instincts as a soccer player are what gets her a lot of her glory.
So yeah, I joined Suburban like last fall, and then we were just training up to COVID, and then COVID happened, and then all our games were like canceled for the season, which was disappointing. But other than that, we just kept training. I would train by myself, like on my own time at the field, just working on my game.
Charity is technically very good, and so in a small space she can play. And she's strong, so those are the first two things that I like about a striker, is that she can hold the ball up. She's got a player on her back, she can hold them off, and she's quite strong that way. But she's got the technical efficiency to take a ball down from 30 or 40 yards, to hold it up, to allow a player to run by, to slip it through. But she's also got the ability to say, okay, no, turn the defender and dribble right by her. And so that makes her a threat, because as a defender, that's very difficult to deal with. I don't know whether this player is going to go behind. I don't know whether she's going to show her feet, and it makes her more of a threat.
I think my strengths as a player are definitely being physical, my IQ on the game. Yeah, my footwork is really, really good. I like to put in some moves here and there. Yeah, I'm a kind of creative player, I would say. Just being very aggressive, fast, trying to be like fancy with my moves sometimes.
For Charity to improve, I think she wants to sharpen up her skills a little bit. Just something that every soccer player can do. Moving to the next level, getting physically stronger, that's a part of the game that she could improve on also.
To be clinical in the box. She scores goals, no doubt, don't get me wrong, she scores, and she scores a lot of goals, but I think that to get to a point where she's converting almost every chance she has as a striker, it's to put it in, and I think that's the piece for her. She has all of the physical tools and all of the technical tools to make that happen. We've just been continuing to work with her. I would say she likes to play and include her teammates, and sometimes as a striker, it's encouraging her to be selfish and to shoot and score more often.
Yeah, I played all over Canada for years, playing at a very high level against all these teams and everything. I think just one thing I need to work on is just staying out of my head, not getting too down on myself if I mess up a play or a pass or anything like that.
Charity interacts with her teammates very well. Seems like every player that she's played with has loved playing with her, and everyone has positive vibes playing with Charity.
In terms of coachability, Charity is a top kid, a top human, and I think that's important when you're a coach who's looking for a player and recruiting a player, trying to develop a culture and a team atmosphere. And I'm always looking for a player that's going to add value to a program as a human, as a person. She's not just a good player, she's a good teammate, and she brings value that way. Her energy in terms of her work ethic, and she's respected in terms of her quality, but her energy and her her ability to just to mesh with the group is valued in our group, and I think would be valued at the next level for sure.
I think I'm really coachable because if a coach were to tell me something very simple, then I would just go out and exceed it without like hesitating or going on like that. So for university and college, I would say my dream would to play at a high level university or either D1, going to the D1 university. I would say my dream would be being more of a student athlete, definitely focused academic-wise, but also looking for a good ranked university for soccer as well, to play professional eventually.
Charity is very coachable. She makes in training adjustments right away. She listens to everything you say. She's a really easy kid to coach. Where I see Charity playing at the next level, I think going to play university and then potentially trying to go find Team Canada and play for Team Canada if that is a goal of hers.
Charity is very interested in extending her reach or her look across Canada to see what might be available for her. There's some great programs in Ontario and West, and so I know that she can play at almost any of those universities as well. If Charity has interest to play and look at the NCAA, I think that she could play at for sure a Division I school. And it would just be about finding the right fit.
I pride myself on being a student athlete because I like playing at a very high level sport and then also exceeding well in school. I get 80s and 90s. I'm a pretty good student. My favorite subject would be either math or science, just because I like the challenge.
For future coaches that are going to get Charity, you're getting a great player who has a great energy and wants to win games more than any player I've seen in a long time. You're getting a player that's going to score you goals. She's going to create havoc for the defense and she's going to score you goals.
I would tell a future coach that they would be getting a great person and a great number 9, and I think that's exciting as a coach to really see a complete player. As a coach, you're getting a great person and somebody that's going to add value to your program, and I think that that's also a really attractive feature.